Welcome back to the Foreign Report, your weekly foreign policy show that gives you all the gory details of geopolitics with hopefully some laughs along the way.
We're trying.
I'm Seena Ghaznavi, your foreign policy curious host with our co-host.
Officially.
Boom, boom.
Facebook official now.
Comedian, director, Columbia Journalism School grad Travis Irvine. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter, theforeignreportshow.com. You can sign up there. We got the Foreign Report LPN if you want to send us an email. Travis, you're excited. I'm excited.
I'm so pumped.
We have two actual American heroes on.
Yes.
If G.I. Joes were in today's world, these would be the realest American heroes. I've actually commented on their videos. These are real American heroes.
You've done that?
I have done that.
I recently got an email from my city councilman from Bexley, Ohio, who said he found out that I knew these guys, and he said, that's legendary status for me. I'm bringing a yard sign on Monday, and he will.
Davram, Stiefler, and Jason Selvig are the good liars.
Woo.
They've been exposing hypocrisy and lunatics for over a decade now. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us here.
This is amazing. I think I have to assume always with the show that not everyone knows who we know.
Sure.
So let me play a clip that you guys have, and I'm sure you're going to hear it for the YouTube watchers. You've probably seen these guys.
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know that they know these guys.
Yeah.
And then they share their clips.
They're like, oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, those guys.
And you should sign up for their news. You guys are on Substack, so sign up for their thing. Let me play this clip.
Who would you rather have president, Joe Biden or Vladimir Putin?
Oh, Putin. Definitely.
And why is that?
I believe he's been given a tough since World War II. Russia's been the bad guy. When in actuality the Nazis left Germany, and they ended up going to the Ukraine, coming in here. George Bush was actually, thank you. George Bush was actually a Nazi.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
All right, yeah.
You're running the mill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think what was happening was somebody was walking by and being like, "That's true."
Give her like thumbs up.
That's true.
Thank you. Thanks for speaking.
I specifically remember that someone gave her like a thumbs up, like was glad you're saying it. If you weren't doing this interview, I would be, and I would be saying the exact same thing.
I would be saying George Bush is a Nazi.
Right.
She never specified which George Bush though.
I think it's the elder one, and I just because I've heard all these theories over and over again. George H.W. Bush.
H.W.
Because I know Prescott Bush, worked with the Nazi, he sold them stuff. He sold them military weapons and stuff like that. There's Nazi ties in the Bush blood, but
yes,
I didn't.
But you
know
don't think she was talking about Prescott?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you.
George.
I don't think she's really getting that
That's not the
deep.
name she said. That's why I think.
Yeah, and see that's
totally
why.
different name. Yeah.
If I were there, I wouldn't have given her the thumbs up. I would have been like, "What are you talking? You're talking about Prescott?
Yeah,
you dummy."
She also, I'm not sure she was as much of an expert as she wanted us to believe, because she said the Ukraine.
Yeah,
and that's been known, for a long time. It's stop saying that. So I'm not sure she was up on her news
on her Ukraine foreign policy.
Yeah. I wonder about how normal they sound. They sound like someone just explaining directions to the local market or something.
Yeah.
In your experience, you've interviewed, countless people. Have you kept track?
Hundreds?
Do you have a list?
Are we at
by
thousands?
The way? Are you
we
at
do not
thousands?
keep a list. It's like you gotta wash your brain after these things a little bit sometimes.
Right.
But we've talked to, I think, a lot of the people, when you hear the really out there conspiracy theories, sometimes the crazier the conspiracy theory, the nicer the person is that's telling it to you. Like the people who said that Joe Biden was replaced by Jim Carrey, and that Jim Carrey was actually Biden wearing a mask. Super nice people. And then they heard the same conspiracy theory again in Georgia 2 years later. And I swear it was just the nicest woman. And I just think a lot of these people fell into these conspiracy theories during COVID, and they stopped getting their news from actual newspapers, if they ever did. and they were
Right.
just getting it from some guy on Telegram or something like that. And once you've like your baseline reality is not reality and it's all these conspiracy theories, then they can build on each other and make sense.
Right.
So
Or
a lot of
worse,
times they're very nice.
Worse even than the guy on Telegram, or the guy on Telegram starts it, but then people start sending their friends emails.
Right.
And
Oh.
these older people are like, they're getting their news from their friends. And it's just this like brain in a blender kind of thing where everyone is saying that everyone else is correct. And then someone's got to bring something crazier to the next email chain, right? Otherwise it's boring. So it's a self-feeding thing that's happening.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you noticed almost a switch after COVID, because I first met you guys, not officially, but in 2016, we were at the same John Kasich rally in Bay Ridge when, simpler time in hindsight. This is before, I think still nobody thought Trump would even win the Republican primary in 2016. And I was there working for Vice, and I'm from Ohio, so I was there to just make fun of John Kasich in any way I could. And then out of nowhere, these two guys, because Montel Williams is hosting this rally, start standing up and arguing about, well, he's saying I'm a Republican. Well, he's saying I'm a Democrat. Well, hold on, I'm a Republican. And it was Dav and Jason doing the bit. And I still covered it for my Vice piece. Like, this really happened here at the. It was crazy, and I was just so excited. Again, as someone from Ohio who despises John Kasich, 2016 was everyone like Kasich seems normal. It's like, no, he's also very terrible.
Yeah. Do you regret that now?
No, he's still terrible. Oh, if I see him today, he's the reason why we don't have trains or unions in Ohio anymore. But
destroyed the teachers union, right? Like that's a huge. That was
like his first thing right out of the gate. So I was so excited that you guys basically did what I intended to do the entire time, and that was disrupt Kasich's rally. But it seems like a simpler time, right? There were all these different Republican options, whereas the 4 years since then, it's just been Trump. And then 4 years, it was just Biden's Jim Carrey or whatever craziness.
Right.
And now we've got Trump again. It's like the worst version of Groundhog Day. And have you seen a difference from the people you talked to in 2016, 2020, and then to now?
I think so. I also think a difference would be ourselves. Like when we did the Montel Williams Kasich rally, I don't think we thought Donald Trump was actually going to win the election at the time. So there was a little bit of, I don't know what the right word is, a little bit of whimsy in what we were doing.
Naivete?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Naivete. It would maybe better describe it now. But at the time, it was a little scary, and people were saying crazy things, and Donald Trump was saying crazy things, and he was winning primaries, and it was a wild time. But we didn't think he would necessarily win the general election.
Right.
So between that time you're describing and now, it's, yes, it's like leagues different, and I can't believe we're still talking about this guy. We're still thinking about this guy. It's been, 10 years. But yes, things have gone way darker, way deeper. I just walked around DC a couple of days ago to see the National Guard. We never would have predicted any of what's going on.
Okay, so here's like an off the wall question that I was thinking about this morning. And I wonder, what's it like to be married to you? Like, what are your partners when you're at the dinner table? You're like, how was your day, honey? What is that conversation like?
Well, our days are a little different than most. And like, it's
the understatement of 2025.
Well, one thing, I guess maybe this is just like a good example of what it's like just to be a family member of somebody that does what we do. On January 5th, 2021, we were in DC and we were down there, and I got a text.
What an odd random date.
I know. We were down there to obviously talk to Trump supporters. We didn't really, I didn't specifically think there was going to be like huge violence or anything like that. But we were out to dinner, or like trying to find dinner. Everything was shut down in COVID. And I got a text from my mom that was like, I really hope you're not going to DC tomorrow, because she was like worried about January 6th, didn't know it was going to be January 6th, but she was worried. And I was like, oh, I feel very guilty. I feel like a very guilty son right now, because I don't know how to respond to this. I'm definitely going to film tomorrow. So then I was just kind of like, actually, you know what? I'm not going to DC tomorrow. I'm already here. I'm not traveling to DC. So I don't need to respond to this. Then later that night, I got a text from my dad that said, if you're in DC, leave. And I was like, fuck. They like figured out the technicality.
Do you think they had a discussion between the two of them? And they're like, he's just the kind of guy who would pull this shit.
It's just like the phrasing was off there, sweetheart. You can't say that.
Wow.
And then I feel bad because I was like, I just kind of ghosted them because I was like, if I got into a discussion, they would say things that are very reasonable for me to leave and not be in that situation. And then the next day, you know, we were going to drive out of town, and then we see the people marching to the Capitol, and we end up pulling over and like seeing like a whole fucking mob storm the Capitol, and people are very violent around us, and you know, Trump supporters had threatened us because we had a microphone, and then left, and we were totally shell shocked. And then I had to like text my parents and be like, "Yeah, I was here. I'm okay. Like, you're kind of right to be worried about it. I mean, you were obviously right." But I'm okay. And luckily, they forgave me and they didn't disown me, which I really appreciate that.
I've been around you guys. It still feels a little tense.
There's a little tension in the air. There's a little tension in the air.
Yeah, that's very good.
It's weird with families and stuff. We're always leaving last minute. No plans ever seem secure. There's always some crazy thing that's unfolding. But we don't have these conversations around dinner table because we live in Brooklyn and there's no room for a dinner table. But I get your point. It is wild to do the scheduling that we do, because it's just like, oh, this dumb, stupid thing is happening tomorrow, and we feel like we need to go, and that's constant.
What is the feeling? Can you describe the feeling when you see the dumb thing in front of you and you're like, we need to go there and we need to be there and do our art there?
Yeah, because I feel I've been a part of this process sometimes. I'll get a random text from Jason and be like, are you going to this Bible thing in Cincinnati this weekend? I'm just like, I am not. Not on my radar.
You don't want to go to the weird...
I do.
You're not going to the book burning? Come to the book
might
burning. What are you doing?
Maybe he's reaching out to you just to make sure he can go and enjoy it in earnest, and he doesn't want to be there making fun of it. You know? It could also be that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of like, you know, because at this point we've been doing this and like been to so many Trump rallies, and it's just like, we get it now. There's like nothing else to get from this right now, the Trump rallies. But at the same time, like, it is important to know how people are feeling it on like a day-to-day basis when he's president, and like, is this Epstein thing changing anything? Are their views changing on anything? So you want to like be able to like actually know what's going on, and then, you know, hopefully get funny stuff and have interesting conversations. But like lately, like we've been like, where else can we go? What's another thing? Like Trump, just like the guy, like being the what's front and center for all of what our decisions is just like a really bad feeling. So we were at the Southern Baptist Convention. We went to the another Creation Museum, not the one in Kentucky near Ohio. There's another one in Dallas, and we were there.
And this one is attached to an institute for creation research. So there's a lot of information there.
Research?
Get a chance to hit it up. Yeah,
it's very serious research.
Still working on it.
I should take you.
It's called the fucking Bible, dude. Research it. Read it.
Read it again. Read it again if you don't know.
Read it again.
Yeah.
It looks like a real like scientific endeavor that they have going on there, and there's an entire wall of fish tanks there, just to get an idea of how scientific this stuff gets there.
There's a fish tank there, yeah.
There's a fish tank there, and we're looking for other types of things to do. To your point, the next ridiculous thing that pops up, hopefully not a Trump rally.
Is when you've gone to all these Trump rallies and all these these events, is there a common origin story of the people that you talk to that got them there? You kind of mentioned COVID a little bit, but is there a kind of common like thread that you're noticing of like, man, it seems like this person used to be like a reasonable person, but then something changed along the way. Or maybe they were angry or resentful, and then this was the off-ramp into lunacy.
I don't think that it's like unreasonable. Like, I don't think a lot of the people are actually unreasonable. I mean, one, they're not getting their news from the same sources. Like we talked about, there's Facebook, and then also just like right-wing media, Fox News and Newsmax and all that stuff. But a lot of the people we talk to, they are from places that used to be like factory towns, and they're places that used to, they feel left behind by the country. And a lot of people were affected by the opioids and like have lost family members. And, these big things where you're like, why are these people being driven to Donald Trump? Why is he speaking to them? Because they felt, and obviously there's like racism and all this other shit that's baked into all this, but they felt like, oh, here's a guy who's actually fucking standing up for me. And all these politicians say they're going to do something, and they all lie. And this guy seems like he tells the truth because he says whatever comes to his mind. And there's something like, there's an authenticity that they see in Trump, and they think that's going to mean that he's going to fight for them. So that's some, and I would say that's like a lot of it. That's a lot of it for a lot of the people. And then of course there's like the conservatives and the people who are, religious, but like can forgive Trump's like completely ungodly things that he's done. But like, it's like a conservative base, but like also like the people that did not vote, did not used to like take part in any of the elections. They are now like out there, and it's like a fun little pep rally for them, a fun little like tailgate that they get to go to and like say the chants. It's like a football game. You get to go and say your chants, and it actually is a big community. And with a conspiracy mindset too, it's like, that's part of it too, is like you have an online community of people who are all believing the same stuff, be it like JFK Jr. is alive and well or whatever it is. There's like a community of people that are, yes, you're saying these like incredibly like out there things, but it's a whole group of people that are like supporting each other, and then also believing they're part of like it's not like a doomsday thing, but it's like a big event that's about to happen that only you know about. So you're a little bit smarter than everybody else. You know that this like storm is coming and Trump's going to like take over and seize power and arrest all the Satan worshiping pedophiles or whatever it is. So you feel like you're part of something. So that's definitely part of it.
God, how many times have you said Satan worshiping pedophiles? It's got to be.
Well, at the Satan worshiping pedophile meeting that I go to, to get adrenochrome, and we say that all the time. That's just like saying hello to you. So yeah.
I wonder how many times we have heard people say that phrase when we've spoken to them. It's just like drilled into people. It's like, yeah, the Democrats are bad, fill in the blank, and it's always those words.
Global cabal is in there too.
And what's interesting is you were talking about like Donald Trump being, there's this sense of authenticity to him, which I think is very true, that people see him as a truth teller in some ways. And in a world where no one else is telling the truth, and a government that's only lied to people, it's just the irony just is always there, that he lies so much, but has become the truth teller to so many people. It's just a bizarre thing to watch, to see him so blatantly lie, but be the source of truth for, the over half of the voting of the electorate last election.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're a foreign policy show, but we always say that domestic policy is foreign policy is domestic policy. That clip that we played at the beginning, I think, is a perfect articulation of that, right? It is a woman who, like you said, she's been led to Trump for whatever reason. She's surrounded by people who are like, good job. And she's like, thank you. But then she's like, yeah, I'd vote for Putin over Biden any day. I mean, I remember there were shirts going around in 2020 of I'd rather vote for Vladimir Putin than a Democrat, things like that. And now this domestic movement, this MAGA movement, is having a huge impact, as we're seeing these last few weeks, especially on, like you were saying, global policy, the global cabal that they're all after. How are people now? I mean, I know you're not going to as many Trump rallies now, but how are they seeing their own, the foreign policy they thought they were getting with Trump actually play out these days? Are they giving any, along with the Epstein stuff, are they happy with what's happening with him kowtowing to Putin and things like that?
I think they thought before the election that, for some reason it became popular to say from Donald Trump to his base that Putin had been given the short end of the stick and he should actually be respected. And there was a guy I talked to, I remember, that said he actually thought Putin loved his country, and much in the same way that Donald Trump loves his. And so they saw some Trump in Putin and respected that. I saw some poll that, even conservatives and even some of the MAGA base have now come around to the idea of helping supply Ukraine with needed weapons and funding and those sorts of things. So somehow, I guess, opinion has shifted a little bit, but I couldn't help but notice that, Putin got the red carpet and Zelensky did not. There's still a big, kind of pro-Russia push, and I think it comes in the form of trying to tell people that they should be thinking for themselves and that maybe Russia's not so bad. And that's why you have all these European leaders showing up with Zelensky to be like, no, actually, this is very bad. But I don't know that much has changed, I guess, to answer the question from before the election and after. I think people are kind of just taking their cues from Trump and thinking he's going to get us out of this. So we just have to stick with him. But I don't think he knows what the fuck he's doing. So we'll find out.
Right.
They just trust him implicitly.
Yeah, and I think it's also like, but part of it is like the whole America first thing for a lot of people that we've talked to. They've said like, yeah, we don't want to be involved in these wars. Like, we don't want. Why is the money going there and not to us? A lot of people like lower class, lower middle class. They're like, the money should be coming to us or our communities and blah blah blah. So like, I think there's a feeling with that, and then also like Marjorie Taylor Greene going out there when like the bombing of Iran, just like, what the fuck is going on here? Don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah. This is not what we want. And now
but
like she's
don't
like
those
a weird,
seem like fewer and further between voices though than the norm? It's like, but before it was kind of this isolationist thing, which I could understand. These lives are lost and so much money is spent on foreign wars. So it kind of made sense for people to say, we don't want to be involved in that. But now it just kind of seems like except when Donald Trump says that it's all right. Like, the bombing of Iran and things like that. It seems like maybe there are some voices that have stayed the course as far as let's not get involved. But for the most part, if Donald Trump says it's the right thing to do, most people are willing to go along with it and just say, oh, as long as it's a fight he thinks is worth it, then I do too.
Right. Yeah, we covered that when the big bombing of Iran happened. There's like a power struggle within the administration itself, and even probably conservatism as a whole. I mean, we played a clip of Tucker Carlson yelling at Ted Cruz about Israel and Ukraine and Iran, and like criticizing for not knowing the population of Iran. And we're like, holy shit, did I just get a boner from Tucker Carlson?
Yeah,
I know.
Like, you did.
I know. It's like,
we all did. Come on, we all did, right?
Yeah. Which is crazy. You're like, you could use these powers in a different way, Tucker. You could do something. But also it's like Ted Cruz, because so you're always just like, of course, fuck this guy. Between him and anyone, you're going to be like, fuck this guy. Even with Trump, like when they were like, it's like somebody's fucking with Trump. Like
I still would
Cruz,
say if it was Ted Cruz or Donald Trump, I'd still pick Donald Trump.
No, that's what
really. See, now that watching them govern, like I think it would be a totally different world had Ted Cruz been president.
I think
he was never gonna fucking be president. Like,
he is just. I mean, I remember there's like a famous John McCain quote, or is it Lindsey Graham? I can't remember.
No, it's actually Al Franken.
Al Franken.
Al Franken said that he likes Ted Cruz more than the other senators in the Senate, and he was like, "And I fucking hate Ted Cruz."
No, but there's that other. I
if
think
he was shot on the Senate floor,
Lindsey Graham.
If he was shot on the Senate floor, no one would say.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the power of Ted Cruz. If Lindsey Graham and Al Franken can agree on something, that's why we need Ted Cruz right now.
Listen, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to know what both of your foreign policy is. We've got your personal foreign policy. This is a foreign policy show. We like to know what everyone's views are.
We got to talk immigration.
We're going to talk about immigration.
Holy moly.
Oh, Lordy. We've got more clips from the Good Liars. This is the Foreign Report. We'll be right back after this.
A bunch of people like work on a farm and are harvesting things and just are rounded up and deported. Is that okay?
If they're working, fine. If they go out and get drunk, drive without a license and kill somebody, send them back.
Right, but people are being taken from, like, say, a farm situation, 10 people rounded up and deported. How do you feel about it?
Well, shit happens, I guess.
Huh?
Welcome back to the Foreign Report. I'm Seena, Ghaznavi, Travis Irvine. We're on with the Good Liars.
Shit happens, man.
It
just fucking happens.
Man. It does. Why are you going to argue with that?
Right.
It does happen.
Yeah.
It's happening to the entire country, our whole
Right.
democracy. Shit happens.
Yeah. We've talked to a lot of people, and that ends a few interviews. Like, well, shit happens.
What the fuck can you do?
You back me into a corner.
Right.
Shit happens.
Right.
You know what? Immigration is like this domestic but foreign policy issue, and I'm interested. You know, you guys hear a very specific type of viewpoint, but I don't know if your audiences or people get to hear your viewpoints on things. And I'd love to know, what is your foreign policy, either as the country of the good liars or individually? I don't know if you guys have your own constitution or not.
Well, here's the thing. Davram and I are very different people, you know, and like it is like, you know, we have to work together as the good liars, but also like we are our own countries. And I want to make that perfectly clear.
Nice.
Like the
Good.
good liars
We have
is
an
its
alliance,
own,
but
is an alliance. Is
You have a
there is an
treaty,
agreement. There's an
trade.
agreement.
there's
There's
a
treaty.
tenuous alliance.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. There's been wars. There's been skirmishes. There haven't been wars. There's been skirmishes between the two of us.
The militias. Yeah.
So if I had my own country,
Sure.
my foreign policy would be, I would have the strongest military in the world, the strongest military in the world, but I would never use it. And I would say I would never use it because if I use it, it's the last time it will get used. It's the last time anyone. It would be literally ruling with an iron fist. It would be. It would be authoritarian.
Literally? How would you
literally
have an
because I
iron
would
fist?
have an iron fist.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to my
place.
Iron Man
Is
suit
it
yet.
over
that
your
I would
Okay,
wear.
yeah,
hand?
yeah.
Have you dipped it in hot iron repeatedly
Yeah.
and made like
Let him lay out his vision. Here
Peace
we go.
Let me
through
lay out my
strength.
vision. Davram has never watched any of the Marvel movies. He does not understand the science of this.
right.
You guys are
But-
different.
We are different. We are different. So I would have basically I would be ruling through fear, but the world would be the most peaceful. It would be the most peaceful time in history.
Wow.
Because it's like the 3-body problem. Do you remember? Did you
Yeah.
guys read that book? You see the
Yes.
second book, and this is a huge spoiler. And I
Yeah.
apologize. Should I do a spoiler? You got
Yeah,
30
why
seconds.
not?
Just
That's
fast
a
forward 30
long
seconds.
series. It's
a long series. So
yeah.
Yeah.
second book, or maybe it's the third book. It's the third book. Excuse me. Wow. So this is a big spoiler. So third book, there's basically a thing where if the person, if the world gets attacked, then they'll put out a like flare so this other alien race can come and destroy and take it over. And if they think they're getting attacked, then this other place will come and just destroy the earth. Just like boom, shoot it, and it's gone. That's basically how I would rule it. It's basically like everyone will get destroyed if we aren't peaceful and we don't show each other love. So it would be authoritarian love, I guess. It's probably what Marianne
Wow.
Williamson would be like if she became president. She would be like, you
Right.
have to love everyone. Okay.
I
Sorry if that wasn't earnest.
No, no,
No, that's awesome.
beautiful.
I kind of like that.
I like
it's like
it. If-
love mixed with like such a obvious threat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can be loved, or everyone will get annihilated. I guess it just feels a little bit like exactly what Donald Trump says. A little
Yeah.
bit.
No, different.
No.
Still, it's
Oh,
still
so
He
it's
thinks
different.
he's.
Okay.
I think he's full. He thinks he's full of love.
That's
Full of
exactly.
love.
That's what I mean. I think he says we're gonna have this. We're gonna have the strongest military. We're gonna do this. That. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to mess with us, but you know
Right.
we love you as long as you love us.
Maybe you
so
got
I just-
incepted, Jason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got a MAGA hat down here. Maybe I can put it on. Maybe I just
Right.
realized this is
You have
just
way
Tucker
more
Carlson
than one
me into
MAGA
being.
hat
Even
down
with
there,
your-
by the way.
He's the collector.
What's
This-
the population of Iran? Anyways, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, mine is maybe a little more earnest, so nobody has to laugh or anything. You can just look.
You've
at
already got
me.
Seena and Stitches over here.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Lay it on us.
No laughing at all, please. No, I think a country survives, an empire survives, I guess is what the American empire is. Like you have to have alliances. You have to have respect. You have to have respect around the globe. And I think you can have a strong military like Jason wants. You can try and force people to love you, but there will come a time where you need them. That can't last forever. You can't force with your iron fist and your whole love vision to Jason.
It's a
Not
suit
to
of
make
iron.
this a big criticism of you, but because I see your vision. I just don't share it. I think you need to have people that have your back. I think all these tariffs, all of these, backing out of climate agreements, all of these things that make America not trustworthy, not someone you can rely on. Who knows what the effect they'll have on the stock market in the short run, or how it will look during the Donald Trump presidency. But it actually is scary to imagine the credibility that we're losing over and over and over again, and over the course of years, and watching Donald Trump win again. I don't know how many people, how many other countries, how many leaders are feeling good about like investing in an America that continues.
But how is this your vision? You're just talking about Donald Trump. You're deflecting by talking about Donald Trump. What's your vision?
My vision is giving is caring about alliances that we don't care about right now.
Inclusive.
So what's that?
Inclusive. There's an
regime. Inclusivity here that I think creates longevity here, and I think Jason's forced love. There's an appeal there, but
everyone must love.
Everyone must love.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I think there's a shorter time clock on that one, is what I fear. As great as it sounds,
right?
And it sure does sound great. I would like to see something a little bit different unfold.
Right. Well, yeah, and Jason's motto is more love each other, where it does seem, and we've talked about on this show, that the Trump foreign policy is love Trump.
Love me, yeah.
Because that's it, right? We've talked about like all Putin has ever really done with this guy, and now we've seen it recently with Zelensky and the other European leaders having to like outlove Trump more than Putin. Like, it's really
an earthquake.
It's just praising. No, I'm shaking the table. I'm so irate. But that's also
fear of earthquakes. We realize.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's my iron fist.
Oh Jesus!
I'll tell you, we're recording in LA.
Yeah, man, it's fire season and there's earthquakes. God.
We had two. We've had two here in the last month. We've had two earthquakes
in New York City.
Oh, great, guys!
Very small
Now Davram said, "Oh my God, Dav, you're having an earthquake
here.
You're having an earthquake."
Sorry, I didn't freak out like some people, but I am having an earthquake.
It's the Celsius. I blame the Celsius I drank before.
It's fine. It's just the power of my iron fist shaking.
Yeah.
My point was, of course, that, I mean, you guys are seeing this. Trump supporters love Trump, but now everyone's got to show, all the foreign leaders got to show Trump that same kind of love, or he'll cut you out, like you were saying.
He was like, look at these hats. Come back here and look at my hat collection.
Yeah, he was doing like
everyone pretty cool. This one says for you.
Wasn't he on the hot mic? Didn't he say to someone? I think maybe said it to Macron or something. I think Putin wants to make a deal for me.
For me,
and that's like.
Because I'm
really
a special boy.
I'm a special boy, and
he said I was very special.
Bombs and lots of special money, and I think he wants to make a deal for me. I think that's how he sees everything.
In the South,
it'll happen for him, or it won't happen.
In the South, it sounds like people would say, like, "Bless his heart, he's a bit touched," and that seems to be the way to describe Donald Trump. I mean, you guys. We're talking about immigration a little bit here, and that's a big topic on this show, considering everything that's been happening. How much do you think people actually understand about what's happening? Like, what is the Trump supporter view as a whole on how the immigration thing is working? Because it seemed like before the election, they were like, the bad guys are going to go, which is basically like that clip that we played at the top of the segment here. But now do they know that it's not the bad guys,
right.
that it's the nannies?
No, for the most part, no. Like a lot of people, they're like, no, this is it's just the criminals going. And this is based on, a month ago talking to people, but it's just the criminals. And then it's like, well, what about the people who are showing up to immigration hearings? And they're like, well, they're here illegally. They've committed a crime. The crime is they came here, so they are a criminal. It's like, but they are going through the steps to try and, they're going to their court date and all this stuff. And they'll eventually, a couple people will be like, oh, that does sound bad. And then it's kind of the same thing where it's like, well, fuck it. What can you do? At the end of the day, I trust Trump on this. He can do what he wants. But I do think it's going to it's going to affect the economy for one, like all these mass deportations. And then two, I think it's like if people actually saw some of the videos that like are not making their way into like the algorithm of these people, they're not making their way in the Facebook feed, I do think it would change like hearts and minds, because a lot of the people, like I said before, they're not terrible people. They're just not seeing the same facts, and what they're seeing, you know, if they see a New York Times article or whoever, maybe it's a bad example, but they see a news article and they're like, this is just fake news. It doesn't count. But if they actually saw the videos of some of these things, I do think it would change their opinion on some of the things. But for the most part, I would say like most of them just think that it's just criminals being rounded up right now. But maybe that's just casting too wide of a net there.
I think it's what Jason said in terms of they'll say that, but then when you point out it really isn't. And what are the statistics right now? Isn't it only about 15% of people have a criminal record who are being deported? And even those, like, you still deserve due process. So it's just a strange argument to have with someone. But some of these people will admit that they do know that some people are being, you know, taken from, say, a Home Depot parking lot. And then it just turns into the like, oh, well, I guess tough shit. Like Jason said, I'll believe where Donald Trump takes us down this path. It must be, you know, he must have a vision for this. And I'm not sure he does. I think he just said it. And he's just doing it in the cruelest possible way. And I'm not sure.
Or Stephen Miller's like, where this is my fucking wet dream. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's just Stephen Miller. He's like, I got it, boss. And then he's just, Donald's like, yeah.
Concentration camps. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me, there's another clip, speaking of due process, from you guys that I want to play here.
Due process for anyone on U.S. soil to at least try and, you know, prove that they're here legally, or at least have due process before they're sent away, say, to an El Salvadoran prison.
Well, all they got to do, I mean, that can be quickly done. You go before the judge.
What if you're deported first?
What?
What if you're deported first?
You know, go like Maryland, Dad? Boy,
no, like plenty of people. They're just get deported.
You know what?
They get picked up outside their hearings, and then they get deported.
Guess what? If they're committing a crime.
But even if they're not.
Jeez. Yeah, you know.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you trying to?
Shit happens. Shit happens.
That seemed like an implicit shit.
I'm just here at an authoritarian style military parade. I don't want to be asked about this stuff.
Right. And he immediately was like, "But like Maryland, Dad? Like, what do you like? That's the bar for that's all they know."
Well, they saw the Abrego Garcia stuff. They saw those headlines.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're just
Well,
like,
they
he
saw
was
that
in
when
MS.
he was being accused of crimes and being accused of being a gang member. Then it was like, okay, this is palatable to the people who watch our news. Now we can start talking about it.
And then they see like the photoshopped picture of where it
I can't
says
believe people
MS-13.
thought that was real.
They
I
thought
can't believe people thought that was real.
Yes, like incredible.
At least the president didn't. That's
At least the president didn't go into an interview and point it out to a reporter.
No, it was right there. It was right there. It was
Did you
right
see
there.
it? It's right there. What?
See this? And I think he even said, "See, this is why people don't trust you." But in the moment, I was thinking, "This is why people don't trust you, Mr. President. You have no fucking idea what reality is."
Right. Yeah, I often think of Trump when he was talking about Israel and Palestine. You're like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then I see a headline of his administration, and I just say that to myself
They don't
again.
know
Right?
what the
fuck they're doing.
Do you understand?
What's funny is
that?
because like that's like those like photoshopped images, and like it's the same ones like Facebook things where it's like, here's JFK Jr. is with Donald Trump in this photo, and people are like, oh my God, look, they're together right there, just yesterday. Can you believe it? And these people are like, it's clearly photoshopped to anyone, I guess, with like whatever
And they get hired. And they get hired, and they work for the government now.
That's right. Yeah.
What do you guys think is on the other side of this? Is there a way for these folks to, I don't know, come back to some sense of reality? Or what do you think that after Trump, you know, Big Macs himself into the afterlife, what do you think is next?
I think you're asking the wrong question. I think the question is, how long is it going to take up for us to fall into their reality?
Oh, yeah.
And are we going to be able to get that?
Right.
There's not like, you're like, how are we going to
close.
fix this? This is going to be over soon.
That's a good
Everything's
point.
going to be fine.
At some
We're
point
in
this
charge.
ends, right? But
we're
how
saving
does it
everyone.
end?
Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
We're closer
No,
to their reality than they are to ours.
You're right.
You're the
Oh
one
my
who's
God.
delusional here, my friend.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually
Jason-
that's they won the popular vote, so I think at some point we're gonna have to just accept.
Join or die.
just
Well-
accept you're in fucking alligator Alcatraz, dude.
We gotta get some new
Fucking
hats.
El Salvador.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
but seriously,
So
like I don't
close.
think it's like every information war, like they're winning, and they're like. And like the InfoWars, brother, not like the
Yeah.
Alex Jones guy, but like the actual, like there was more people that support, and you can look at polls and it's like, oh well, he's losing support in this Epstein case, and blah blah blah. He's fucking sending the National Guard wherever he wants. That he's not listening to fucking judges' orders. He has a Congress who's doing whatever the hell he wants them to because they're scared of him. So like. I think things are going to get a lot worse before they're going to get better. And like we could think about trying to deprogram people, but we're the ones who are about to get programmed. Maybe that's a little too conspiracy theory-esque to say, but like
We're gonna get programmed, or
Yeah,
what?
that
what
actually
do you
sounds
mean
real
when
nice.
You say that, or you're gonna start
That's a
believing.
good euphemism for what's actually going to happen to us.
yeah.
Oh,
There's going
cool,
to be
program.
You're gonna put
re-education
into an
camps for us,
educational
but-
program. Is
Yeah,
that what you're
yeah.
talking
Are you
about?
gonna
Yeah.
program me with your iron fist? Is that
Oh, hell, this
But the thing
love
is,
through
it's going to be
strength.
like a re-education camp, but it's also going to be a pyramid scheme that you have to be
Yeah.
in, and like everything goes
Yeah.
up to Trump. Like you're going to be in his downline for.
Oh,
all
so it'll
of
be
it.
kind of fun in its own way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a community
It'll be fun.
building.
It'll be a
thing.
community
Right.
thing. It'll
You'll
be a
have
work for yourself
potlucks.
type
You'll
thing. Yeah.
share your re-education camp stories.
That would be fun.
I mean,
No.
the one hope I think is that there's not someone unifying after how would you say it? The Trump Big Macs himself, up to the great.
To the great
I was
golden
gonna
arches
say in the sky, but I don't know that he. That's
Oh,
where,
that's
I
true.
don't know. I don't know. I'm not
The
sure. I'm a
fiery
believer.
golden
I said
arches.
afterlife. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it
That's
could be.
good.
It's you know,
Afterlife,
it's very
exactly.
broad.
Is that there's not the
Purgatory.
person to carry purgatory?
Yeah.
He Big Macs himself to purgatory.
That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on. So,
Shit.
We're so
Every
close.
time I think I got a handle on this, it's actually not what it seems, which I guess has been the last decade. The one hope, I guess, is that there's not the person that everyone can rally around, and at some point there's going to be like a struggle for power, and maybe things are broken up a little bit, and there isn't this one person to look to for every opinion. So I guess that would be the one, sliver of hope here, is that whatever things look like after this Trump presidency, that someone else is going to try and take charge, and that'll be several people, and it just won't be as unifying of a thing. But you're saying
it's
we're going to
gonna be
end up
AI
in
Trump.
programming.
It's going to be AI Trump.
camps.
It's just like it'd be a chat GPT, but it's going to be fucking Trump, and he's going to still be controlling our lives even if he does.
Right. You can just upload a consciousness to a Big Mac, to the Big Mac that killed him.
Oh my
And
god.
that thing's going to be
And
ordering
that's
us
who
around.
wins. Yeah.
Do not vote for Egg McMuffin. Big Mac is the way.
Yeah.
That's the only way. Yeah.
Well, that's all a good point too, because I mean, you guys made a good point to tie it back to immigration.
Sorry.
No, just real quick. Hey, look, I want Big Mac and Egg McMuffin to be debating. I can't wait. Little puppets, can't wait. You're the puppet. I'm not a puppet. But because you guys made a
was
good
good.
point about, thank
That
you.
was
I've been
very
working. Hey, unfortunately, my Trump impression is back, and it is better than ever. But you guys highlight, because I mean the tattoo, right? The Photoshop tattoo on the picture. You guys all remember probably not so distant past from a year ago. This was part of the immigration conversation from Springfield, Ohio. Right, the neighbor, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats.
dogs.
This was less than a year ago now, still. But it was the president believing some bullshit that literally got started in the neighborhood, got to the internet, and then got to JD Vance, who we're going to get to in a second. But then it got into Trump's ears, and then he says it on that platform. And then all of a sudden, just because I know this because I'm from Ohio, bomb threats to Springfield, Ohio schools, right? Because they have Haitian immigrants there. And it's just like, I try to narrow in on what you're saying, Jason. I think, Dav, you also hinted at this as well, as that these people are so far gone that they believe this stuff, right? And they will never actually come back into the fold until You can convince them things as simple as, actually, they're not eating dogs and cats over there.
Yeah, before we go to another break here, there is nothing you think a Democrat could say to change the mind of one of the people that you guys have interviewed, is there?
Whatever fantasy you've had about about having a conversation with somebody and then being like, I got the perfect fucking sentence.
Yeah.
And if they respond to that, I'll say this, and I will change their mind. And you know what? I could do that to every single person in America, and I could change their mind, and we would all be living in the same reality. That would not work. It would never work. Because there's the stupidest response and the thing you couldn't even see coming that you will get from that.
Yeah.
And then you won't even be talking about your fucking point anymore. You're going to be talking about fucking Joe Biden being replaced by Jim Carrey.
Plus, everyone's a little drunk anyway.
Everyone's a little drunk. It's hard to argue with drunk people, reason with, at least. Yes. Yeah. It's very east to argue. It's hard to reason.
Right.
But we've gone out, we've like had the mission a few times to be like, let's find some common ground. Like,
yeah.
What about billionaires, income inequality, things you think are going to like be like a bridging a divide thing. And a lot of times what we found is like, people would be like, oh, billionaires are good. They give us jobs. Billionaires give us jobs. Should they pay taxes? Do they pay more taxes than like a teacher? I think Davram asked that what are the rallies? They're like, no, they're doing, they should pay less because they're doing more good work and creating big businesses. So like I'm sorry if I sounded this is a little cynical or feel a little jaded for doing this for so long.
Right.
The things you think are going to change people's mind usually don't. And even if there's moments of clarity, the person is still walking into a Trump rally where they're going to be around 10,000 people who are believing the same thing. And they're going to be like, I wasn't wrong there. Everyone else here is telling me I'm right. So no, to answer your question, I don't think there's the thing that would change people's
But
minds.
hey, let's all not quit trying.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do our JD Vance score. Travis has always JD Vance stuff. You guys have some Vance stuff. I can't wait for it. This is the Forum Report. We're on with the Good Liars for Travis Irvine. I'm Seena Ghaznavi. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Foreign Report. I'm Seena Ghaznavi, Travis Irvine. We're on with the Good Liars. Oh my God! God. You guys have made me more optimistic. I'm not. That's not true. That's not
Really?
No, God. I
teared
up.
That would be so
that'd be a first.
Stupid. Are you
That would be
serious?
so weird.
The one thing I am slightly envious of from these Trump supporters is the community. There is such a big, loving community.
It's genuinely like everyone's so friendly. Everyone's got their camping chairs around their coolers.
Yeah.
When I said everyone's a little bit drunk, I wasn't, exaggerating. I mean, some people aren't, but a lot of people have had a few Coors Lights, not Bud Lights these days.
Sure.
Still.
You print one can. You print one can.
One. But they're having
Literally
fun. I mean, it's way more fun than a rally for whomever else you would go to on the Democrat side. So there is that. So you should be a little jealous of the community. We all should. Yeah.
We do at the end of the show, the last part of the show, we do this JD Vance going up. JD Vance corner. Travis?
Yeah. I hate that. We talk about this guy every week. And
Is there a song?
I've kind of have like give him a chance. He's JD Vance. No, wait, he sucks. That's kind of what I've come up with, but that's not much. But that's all he deserves as far as I'm concerned. But we've tiptoed around it, right? We mentioned Springfield, Ohio, and we mentioned, the future of the MAGA movement, right? You think Jason hinted at AI Trump will be the future. It could be an Egg McMuffin. It could be Big Mac. We don't know. But in theory, in 2028, there's a guy who's vice president who's from my home state, Ohio, who will be taking over the MAGA movement. What I love about the Good Liars, again, unfortunately, like you said, you've been around for a long time, but it's also nice because you guys, there's almost like timestamps so you can put on all your material. And you guys were one of the first ones to really go after JD Vance when he was just getting started. And there's a clip I want to play from this. JD, he's a creature of Peter Thiel through and through, right? We all know that. He met Peter Thiel when Peter Thiel spoke at Yale. Peter Thiel gave him a job out in Silicon Valley. JD got rich, pretended to write a book about his upbringing, and then used that to run for the Senate in Ohio with no prior political experience. And I want to play this clip of Dav doing the funniest thing ever.
Oh, the book?
To a guy who went on to, again, be the possible heir apparent to the MAGA movement. But this was a simpler time, 2022, J.D. Vance running for Senate of Ohio.
And he said, oh, okay. And I said, that's the president. He said, what's a president?
Hey, JD, I got your book.
Okay.
And I just had one question for you.
Can I finish my remarks first?
Yeah, I just want to know if I could get a refund. I didn't like the book very much.
Look at the fake lip. Oh, God.
$60.99.
You're going to go.
$21 in Canada. Could I have $60.99 plus tax?
No, you can't.
Do either of you guys have cash on you?
No.
Just $16.99 plus tax.
You're gonna need to go.
It just wasn't that good. I didn't find the
all
the
right,
main
man.
character wasn't very likable.
Yes.
For
Boom.
the audio listeners
Yes,
out there,
please.
Davram approached JD Vance in the middle of a mini speech with maybe 20
This
people
is like at a park or something in Ohio.
with hillbilly elegy and asked for a refund.
Yeah.
And quoted the Canadian price, which I
Yes.
think is a real, that's a nice.
That's a nice touch on that
Well,
one.
had I bought it there, I would
Yeah,
want
right.
that
Yeah,
refund.
you got to get the prop, of course. So, simpler times. What do you guys think is changed in terms of the JD we knew then? I mean, we've had Trey Crowder on this show, who actually got beers with JD Vance way back in 2016 when JD was a never Trumper. And this is what scares me about JD Vance, is his chameleon-like way to change as needed so he can rise to the ranks as Peter Thiel funds his Senate campaigns and tells him what to do as vice president. What do you guys see? What scares you and what cracks you up about a character like JD Vance from his Senate run in 22 till now?
Wow,
what
you guys are
scares us?
scared. Are you scared?
Yeah,
You guys
we're tongue tied here.
Guys look
I don't know.
really scared.
Scary.
terrified.
So scary. What was it? A piece in the Times? Was it about Curtis Yarvin?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
This fucking guy. And
Hear about this fucking guy?
Have you heard about this fucking guy?
You seen this? You heard
There's a
about
lot
this?
to be scared of. It's very much like a weird view of the future where I think guys like JD Vance are in charge and guys like Peter Thiel are funding them, and they think they've got everything figured out, and they think that they are the smart people and everyone else needs these decisions made for them, and it's working. JD Vance is the vice president and, like you said, the heir apparent to the MAGA movement, and people like him think that they should be making these broad societal decisions for people who just don't know enough about what's best for themselves. So I do think there's plenty to be scared of. But also, I did get the $20 for the book. A guy in the crowd gave me the $20 for the book. So there's a silver lining there.
Huge.
Nice.
You can still get what you want in a world like this, but it's the window's closing, I guess, a little bit. So there's plenty to be scared about, I think.
Here's the thing that I think is a little scary about JD Vance. And I've said the same thing about Don Jr. When we saw Don Jr. for the first time in 2020 in Iowa, after seeing him, if all you live in is your liberal bubble and you're like, Don Jr. is a coke addict who just says weird things all the time and blah, blah, blah. Then you see him in person. I was like, he is good. He's actually a very good speaker. And like almost better than his dad. Like he obviously doesn't have.
And he has good coke too.
It's clearly
Right?
really good.
But I don't even I don't know. I don't think he's a fucking coke addict. I don't think that's actually real.
He's just a
in my
weekend
heart of
guy.
hearts, I don't
He's
think
a Coke enthusiast.
he's a coke
right,
enthusiast.
sure.
Yes,
Allegedly.
He has fun. He has fun. He likes to let loose.
Yeah.
every once in a while.
Yeah, party. Yeah.
Same thing
Who
about
amongst
JD
us?
Vance though. I thought JD Vance was and there was part of the reason why the whole JD Vance is so weird. All this everything was building up oh, he's weird. He's fucking a couch. Blah, 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 which is
Man,
it's
I
kind of a
remember
funny
that.
troll to say is weird. The fucking
Yeah.
couch thing was kind of
That was
dumb
great.
because it was fucking just made up and stupid. But the
That's the fake
then
news
it
I like.
led to the debate where he comes out there and is like completely polished and seems like so reasonable. If you were just like an average person watching, you're like, which one of these people is weird? You'd be like, Tim Walz is weird.
Yeah.
He's the one who's like sweating on stage and like,
Right.
And like
Jason,
JD Vance.
you and I went to the Christian conference where JD Vance spoke shortly before the election, and we were debating going inside, and we were listening to it from the parking lot, and we were like, damn, if this guy isn't just winning the room. He's kind of got a folksy answer to every single thing, and he's got there's a personal story, and he's got 3 points, and he's ready. There's a certain like polished thing that if you are not following things closely, why wouldn't you be attracted to that a little bit? So I'll be voting. I'll be changing my vote. And
to
coming
JD
around
Vance?
like
Vance
Jason
Burger?
said. We need to all come around.
When we met him though, like when Davram did it's funny because Davram did this return the book, and then the very next morning I like asked him a question about the 2020 election, and like both times he was like giving these like super stuttery answers, and like he said that Trump won the election when he didn't obviously win the election, and he had a moment where you could see in his face he's like, is Trump going to see this? If Trump sees this, I'm going to be in big trouble if I don't say yes. Then he says yes. But like, I think he's gotten a lot better. I'm not saying he's like going to be the next guy he's not going to be the same as Trump or anything like that. But I do think he's got talent. He's got some talent. And it's a scary thing to admit sometimes, but I think it's good to do that. And the same thing with Trump. Like he's got charisma. Like, let's be honest. That's why doing the little impression is fun. There's something funny about the fucking psychopath.
Right. Well, no, and I'm in the same boat about JD. He's terrifying to me because he can sell everything. Like the big beautiful bill is fundamentally terrible for working families once all the policies take place. But JD goes out there and sells it and talks about no taxes on tips, and like goes for the working class talking points. My only question,
too boring to have a good impression too.
I know. I can't. There's nothing you can do to make JD interesting. And that's why, and this gets to my one silver lining, because we always, Dav got the $20, and my silver lining for me is that I don't think JD has the juice to inherit the MAGA movement in 2028. I think the more he clings himself to Trumpism and Trumpism becomes less popular, JD just doesn't have what it takes to win anything in 2028. What do you think? Am I being overly optimistic?
Do you think he's just being smothered by Trump's personality right now?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll come into his own? He'll start really strutting around.
Maybe if he starts doing the Trump impression, if he starts doing like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's like, wow, JD sounds different, but I like him more.
He doesn't he doesn't speak to the gut of Americans, though, it seems. He doesn't really speak to like the visceral.
He doesn't have the charisma, the pizzazz, as you were saying. With Trump.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was getting at earlier. Maybe whomever tries to take over doesn't have that certain it factor that Trump seems to have. And then that's where things break apart a little bit and things just look different than they do now. Whether they look better or worse, I don't know. But I think that's a real possibility. I mean, what a strange person, former reality show host who looks like Donald Trump looks and acts like Donald Trump acts, for just to be the guy, just to be like, this is the guy, and I trust him because just look at him, just listen to him. I trust this guy. He gets it, and he's smart, and he cares about women, and he's not racist, and all the things. And I don't believe any of those things because just look at him and look at his history. And I don't care that he didn't pay people who worked on his projects, or he ran his businesses into the ground, or he his casino failed, or all this stuff. It was all everyone else's fault. And plenty of people believe all those things. So maybe, just maybe, there's not the person to take over that role after he's gone, unless, and we've already thrown the theory out there, I guess a Big Mac has its consciousness uploaded to Trump. Then it can release the Epstein files, because it can be like, that wasn't even me. I don't know.
I just figured it out.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
I know how JD can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost don't want to say this because now he's going to have this information.
I know.
And
he does listen to the show.
He watches.
He's an avid watcher.
Yeah.
All he has to do and I think this, I actually mean this sincerely. I think this could work. He shaves his beard just down to mustache. Okay. Lets it grow out. Does like a little twirly thing.
Twirly.
He's got the character there. Gets a cowboy hat with a little like raccoon tail on the back of it. Like the guy
Did
in
they ever
UHF.
have that? You mean like a Davy Crockett?
The movie UHF. With, yeah, of course. That was a joke in UHF we stole for Undecided. If he did that and just spoke the same way, but then added in a few like y'alls and woo-hoo-hoo, like cowboy things, I think he could do it. Do it. And then it's like, oh, JD Vance. Yeah, he's kind of like, I don't like him, but he really puts himself out there with that mustache and cowboy hat. I don't know. That's free advice.
Mayor Pete has a mustache now. You think if he put the cowboy hat on, that they could duel it out?
I think that's going to read very differently.
Yeah, it'll be a different vibe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm not so convinced. I might disagree with all three of you on that.
I think Mayor Pete needs a soul patch. He just needs a soul patch.
Yeah. That would be cool. Is there anyone you like in 2028 at all on the Democrat side who you think, like, I keep thinking if it's literally JD versus whoever, I'm like an Andy Bashir from Kentucky because he hit JD with that anti-hillbilly.
We talked to him really close up, and we both left not necessarily disliking him at all, but just thinking he didn't have the whatever it takes to do this. And I hope he doesn't take any of that personally, but we talked to him and we both left thinking he might not be the guy. I don't know what to blame it on.
A lot of nervous energy.
A little nervous energy. Yeah. I think if Gavin Newsom didn't have the hair that he had last election, he would have been the guy. I think people were like, this guy's just he's not my cup of tea. He's too slick. And so I think if he makes some minor changes, it could be mustache.
You think it should be like
mustache, cowboy hat?
Hair, like emo hair?
If all the candidates for president just have Jason's idea of mustache, twirly mustache, cowboy hat with the raccoon tail,
they can be on an even playing field. Is that what you were going to say? Everyone does it, and then they're judged on their merits?
Yes, exactly. That's actually
pretty smart.
That's actually pretty smart. Or it's like fucking that show where everyone's naked and it comes up, and you're just like judging purely.
Naked and Afraid?
No.
It's like
I watched this on vacation once. You see the feet, the knees, and then you see it all.
Wow,
you see it all.
That sounds like a outside the United States show.
Yes,
it is.
But now I think it's here now. Is it?
But then they basically, is it a dating show? And they date each other. They pick who they like and who they might whose face they might think goes with whose junk, and then they date them. But
very primal. Very primal show.
I can't believe this just got cracked on this show right now. Everyone
my mind
naked.
is blown.
Everyone shave all body hair of all kinds. Maybe.
Yep.
Just throwing that out there. Everyone is out there as they are.
Shave the body hair.
Well,
no one's allowed to touch the body hair.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're saying mustache. I'm saying that if you think that can change what someone's bringing to the table, I'm trying to take that factor out.
They're still wearing the mustache. They still have the mustache and the cowboy hat, even though they're naked, Davram.
We
all are in agreement on this.
Can argue over the
we can combine all of these ideas.
I do think
no hair from the neck down, mustache.
Anyway, so just bringing this back to immigration. Like,
I think they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. And
they're eating the raccoon tail cowboy hats, folks.
If it's Donald Trump Jr. versus Gavin, that would be fun because they did both date Kimberly Guilfoyle. So that does kind of work out with the naked people.
There's a thing there.
I like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Guys,
America sucks.
Where should people find your work? You have a Substack? Where I want to drive as many people.
Give us all the plugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Substack. Sorry, Davram, you want to try this?
No. I want you to do it. You're great at this. You always do it.
I know, and that's
I was just about to
good
ask
enough
what
reason
our
as
Substack
any.
was.
Okay, so that's why I do that.
TheGoodLiars.substack. Whatever.
Yes, we're on Substack. The Good Liars. You can look us up on there. We're The Good Liars on Twitter, X. Excuse me. The only place we're not The Good Liars is Instagram. We're TGL NYC.
Or YouTube, where we're just Good Liars.
No, but our handle is The Good Liars, Davram. I changed that for us.
There you go.
Right.
This is
So-
why Jason does this.
So please, you can support us on Substack. If you want to do the paid tier, we're going to have exclusive content. Davram's written a lot of great articles, and we're also going to have exclusive videos on there. We're going to be filming more in the coming months.
You guys got the
We appreciate your
podcast.
support.
And I think
Yes.
soon on Substack, we should say we're going to be writing a piece about how every candidate should be naked, mustache,
Cowboy
raccoon
hat.
Capitalist, I believe is what you're
Raccoon tail.
implying.
Yeah,
You want
to run for president in 2028. So we are going to have a great piece on that coming up on our Substack.
A deep dive. A
deep dive.
1,000 words on
Think
that. Well, guys, thanks so much for being on the show. This was wild. You
I
guys,
love it.
I've said this at the top of the show, but I really do believe you are American heroes. You are showing a mirror to the world, to the actual world, because MAGA has gone to Japan. They have a whole Japan first party.
Europe.
And so it's important art and work that you guys are doing. So I really appreciate it. And I love seeing the stuff. And thank you for your sacrifice.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
your service.
appreciate
Yeah.
the kind words. Thank
I
you.
need to learn
You
more
guys are
about
doing
the
great too. You
Japan
guys are doing
first
great.
movement now. Gonna have to look that up.
Travis,
Yeah.
next week. We'll see everyone next week. The
Oh,
Foreign
yeah.
Report LPN
That's right.
at gmail.com. The Foreign Report Show.com. Sign up for the newsletter. And that's the show, everybody. We'll see you next time.